Hey, how y'all doing today? This is Josh from KeepItTechie, and today I want to do a video on one of the most frequently used commands in Linux. It is called the ls command, and the purpose of it is to list files and folders within a directory. So I wanted to show you guys a few examples, just showing you how to actually use it, and this will help you with navigating through different files and folders, especially, and it ties into the cd command, which I did my previous video on. And if you guys would like to see that video, just go back to my list of videos and you'll see that video. So let's get started. I have a VM up and going right now. It's Linux Mint. So I'll open up a terminal, and the first thing I want to do is show you running this command normally without any options. So you can just type in ls, and I'm gonna just do it in the home directory, my home directory. So just type ls, and this will list all the folders within the directory. It'll list files if you have files there as well. So let's just to show you guys, I'm gonna create a file right fast. So let's use the touch command, touch test.text, bam, and then let's run the ls command again, and now you will see that file created. So that's the basic uses of it. Now there are a lot of options out there, and I want to go through a few just to show you guys. And actually I shouldn't have removed that file, but it's fine. But the first one I want to show you is ls-l, and if you press enter on that, it will list all the folders and files in the directory as well as permissions. That's what this is. This is the permissions, and the user and the group, as well as the size and the date it was created. So that's it just gives you a little bit more information. So if we type ls, or let's create that file again. So let's use the touch command, test.text, press enter, and then go ls-l, press enter. And as you can see, it shows that it was created. Right now it's 12:30 in the morning in the AM here, so that's when it created it on March 2nd of this year. And as you can see, it doesn't have a size. It's no data in that file. So another option I want to show you guys is how to view hidden files, and this is a pretty easy option, and it's very self-explanatory. But ls-a, in most programs, A stands for all. It'll list all files and folders. So the L option only lists files and folders, but it excludes hidden folders or files. So if you do ls-a and press enter, it will list all the hidden files and folders as well. It will list everything in the directory, and it won't leave out anything. And you can use these two commands in conjunction with each other. So ls-la and press enter, and it will put it in that format that I showed you guys just by running L, where it shows the permissions, users groups, the size, and the date it was created. So it'll go through and show you all of that. So that's a good way of finding stuff that you're trying to find, or listing out a full directory and not excluding anything. So another way to run this command is to use the H option. And the H option in most programs in Linux that you run in the command line stands for human readable. And this will actually, I believe it will show it in a similar format that we just shown. So if I press ls-h, that actually doesn't show you anything different. So I think I have to do L. Yes, L as well. So if we type ls-lh, it will list it in the same format, but it'll make it human readable. And most of the time when you do human readable, it's talking about sizes. So if I had a folder in here that was 3 gigs or something, or 300 gigs or something like that, it would show the size of it as 300 dot whatever gigabytes. It'll say G, a capital G, standing for gigabytes. And as well as megabytes, if it was megabytes, it'll show a M. So it condenses instead of showing the full bytes or kilobytes out, it'll just tell you what it is, or the full bytes. This is showing you the full bytes. This tells you how many kilobytes it is though. So 4.0 kilobytes is the same as 4,096 bytes. So it just makes it human readable. So that makes it a little bit better. And so another option I wanted to show you guys is ls-F. And what the capital F command or option does, it adds the / to the end of a directory. So I mean, this will help out if you're trying to, if you're at a terminal that's doesn't show the color coding and all that stuff of different directories and all that, because in my terminal it shows all the directories is blue and all the files is text. Well, in certain server situations or terminals that you're going to, it won't show the color coding. So and also you can create a text file without an actual extension on it. So it doesn't have to be an extension on a file. So we can actually create a file called test, and it's still readable as a text file. So if, like for instance, just as an example, let's go touch. I'm gonna just create it test2 and press enter and press ls-f. Well, if the color coding wasn't there, you wouldn't know if this was a directory or not. So by adding the -F, capital F on the end of it, it will let you know what is a directory and what is a file. So the next thing I wanted to show you guys was the option -R. So if we type ls-R, this will list the directory in reverse, or you know how it lists in ascending and descending, it'll list it in reverse. So this is good in case you know a file or folder or something, you just don't know the name of it, but you know it starts with a different letter or something like that and it's close to the end. Then you could type ls-R and it'll bring that up to the front, up to the top, and it'll show all the files and folders in reverse order. So that's an interesting option as well. I mean, it can help you with different things that you're trying to do. So the next option I want to show you guys is the -R. And what this does is show the long listing directory tree. It'll show you the files and folders under each directory. So it'll list out the directories and then it'll show the files and folders underneath those directories. So that's what it means by recursive. So if we type ls- and actually I want to cd into my documents folder, press enter, and then let's go ls-R, press enter, and it will show my stuff and every file under my stuff. So let's actually create some files. So let's go touch test 1, test 2, test 3, and that'll create 3 files under there. So let's go. And actually, I meant to go. Let's move those files. Test 1, test 2, test 3 to my stuff. So now let's make sure. And then, okay, so if we go, let's clear this out just to make it better. So if we go ls dash capital R, press enter, and as you can see, it goes through, it shows you the directory, and it shows you the files that are under that directory. So under there's a my stuff folder under documents, and under my stuff there's 3 files. So that's a great way of trying to find out where files are located in the directories that are listed under the main directory that you're searching or that you're listing. So that's a good option to use. So let's clear this out. So let's go back one directory right fast, because I want to show you guys another option. And this option is, it's a combination of 3 options. Let me just run this command and I can explain it more. So if I go ls-ltr, press enter. So first, just to explain what this option does. The first option is the L, which puts it in the format that we like to see it in, with the, all the information that we explained earlier. The T stands for time. So basically that puts it in the order of the dates that it was created. And then the R is for the reverse. So it puts everything from oldest to newest. So reverse order, because if we didn't put the R, it would start with the latest folder that's been modified, and that'll be at the top. But since we put R, we wanted to see oldest to newest. So that's what this combination of options will do for you. So let's clear this out. Another option I want to show you guys is the capital S command, and I'm gonna do it in conjunction with the lowercase l. So I'm gonna run it as ls dash l and then capital S. And what that does is it puts it in order by size. It'll show the biggest in size all the way down to the lowest. So it's a pretty self-explanatory. Not really much to explain there, but it'll put it in order by size. So let's clear this out. And lastly, I want to show you guys how to pull up the version. So let's go ls dash and dash version. That's normally what you have to put when you're typing out a full word for a option. You have to put dash in most applications. That's the way it is. But it's dash version. If you type that in and press enter, it'll show you the version of the ls command that you have or software that you have installed, which is pretty cool to look at or whatever. And then also you could type ls dash space dash help, and this will give you the actual man page. It'll just list it out for you. Or you can also type in man ls and press enter, and that'll show you the man page as well. But this one you have to scroll down, and then you have to press Q to quit to get out of it instead of listing it out. And also, it's one other command I wanted to show you guys, and that is actually listing a directory. So you can specify the directory that you want. So right now I'm in the home directory, and we know that by the tilde, as we explained in the last video. So if I ls this, I say, okay, I want to look and see what's in the documents folder. So I can go, without moving to that directory, I can go ls dash l and type in the documents folder and press enter, and it will list out everything under that folder. And then actually, let's go ls-l, let's go documents, and then let's go to my stuff and press enter, and there we go. That's those files under my stuff. So you can specify the directory after the command, which is pretty cool. Okay, so there is one more command I wanted to show you guys. It's a command that's really not needed, but you know how it shows the user and the group of the actual files, right? So instead of showing the user ID and the group, well, not the user ID, but it's showing the user and the group, you can actually specify that to be the user, the actual user ID and the actual group ID by typing ls. So actually, let me clear it out right fast. Well, I'm gonna leave it there so you can see the difference. So ls-n, and that option will show you the group ID and user ID. And actually, my group ID and user ID is 1000. So that's my account user ID, which is the same as the group ID. And actually, let me do that against that same directory. So let's go ls-n, let's go / documents, and then my stuff, and press enter. And as you can see, it's 1000 right here, and as you can see, it's Josh up there. So this shows us the user and the group, and this shows us the user ID and the group ID. So thank you guys for checking out my video. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'm gonna continue providing new content for people that are trying to switch to Linux, and I really want to build up the Linux community and get a lot of people from that Windows platform and get into something with more freedom on their system. So please stay tuned for my new videos. Like I said, subscribe, share with your friends or whatever, it's all good, so I can build it up and get more people involved. And of course, you guys already know, keep it techie.